Here we are. So I've been thinking about doing this video for a couple of days and I kept putting it off because I was feeling like I wanted to be ambitious about how I did it. I wanted to insert little clips and stuff, and I honestly have no idea how to do that. So I will at some point have to get someone to coach me. Um, I wanted to talk about this is a review, this is a behavioral analysis of the behavioral analysis panel. So it's Chase Hughes and Greg Hartley and Scott Scows, I can't remember his surname, and Mark Bowden. Oh gosh, I'm getting all these names probably wrong, but I will link the video that they're talking about in the description. I wanted to talk about how funny it was when they reviewed Andrew Tate because I thought it was so hilarious. Um, Especially because these are guys who typically analyze psycho killers, like killers with psychosis or serial killers who are psychopaths, not to be confused with sociopaths. Um, Although there's some overlap. Anyway, so they're very calmly, rationally, and objectively analyzing all the behavior of serial killers. And I don't know why I'm getting messages. Uh, Without getting really triggered, I generally find that they don't get visibly emotional. However, when they reviewed Andrew Tate, there was some triggered behavior visible to me. Now, one thing that, so I have no expertise in psychology or behavioral analysis. I have very little expertise in anything except that, I'm a 30-year meditator, so that contributes to observational skills a little bit. So, what cracked me up about this video that they did where they analyzed one of Andrew Tate's videos was particularly Mark Bowden, who is the most, generally he'll find the humor in everything. I mean, his demeanor changed quite a lot when reviewing Andrew Tate, especially his English public school accent came out in a much more pronounced way where the T's were so crisp as to be almost aspirated. And the mouth started twisting to the side like, putrid, reprobate. Not that he said those words, but in the subtext, I feel like he was saying that. And he was kind of, well, definitely when the question of Andrew Tate's accent came up, his background was showing a bit, which was funny. I mean, it's not no kind of criticism really of any of these guys. And it seemed like Scott was kind of horrified by him as well, especially the charity thing that Andrew Tate was doing. Andrew Tate in his video claimed that he drove in his Rolls Royce from Romania to Ukraine to deliver a whole bunch of charity goods like shoes and stuff. And Scott was saying that he didn't think he really did that. I kind of hope he didn't. Because I don't know what's more disgusting, the fact that he's bragging about it or lying about it maybe, or if he actually drove to Ukraine in the Rolls to deliver a bunch of ratty shoes, and then he's saying like, oh, I don't like to show footage because I think that's so vulgar. Driving to the border in a Rolls is vulgar already, so I think at that point you may as well show the footage, my friend. Anyway, so yes, that was Scott's objection, and Greg Hartley was obviously concerned about the effect of Andrew Tate on young minds, which I think is fair. But I don't think it's so fair that someone should be deplatformed all across the board. Like, I actually do think that there's holding people accountable, but I feel like that a certain level has to be up to the court of public opinion and not regulated. Like, I think you do have to be wary of the nanny state. Anyway, and then my favorite panelist, which is Chase Hughes. Now, he made a very good characterization of the Andrew Tate video, which was basically like, Andrew Tate is saying, I'm awesome. And if you don't think so, then you're wrong. And by the way, I'm awesome. And that is very accurate description of what Andrew Tate's entire message was in his video. However, I would just like to say for the record, I think that the name Chase Hughes is the sort of name that Andrew Tate would love to have because it's such a jock name. I mean, it's like Ford Fairlane or Dr. Drake Ramore. I mean, it's such a kind of like sports car name, kind of posh sports car name, Chase Hughes. But what I liked about what Chase said was that it's he seemed to have the most humanist approach to the analysis of any of the panelists, and he was not triggered. I would say actually that if anything, Chase is the one who gets the most triggered by psychopaths rather than clowns. I'm going to say that Andrew Tate is a clown. I get that there are fans of him out there, and I can kind of get the appeal because just based on the fact that he's kind of vaguely good looking and is audacious is already sort of interesting. But I don't think he should have the following that he does based on what he's saying, because it's really not that original. It's just kind of, he's like a jock from the 50s, which, if that was so revolutionary and wonderful, then it would have worked back then. And we would have had utopia. We're still looking for utopia. So, anyway. That's all I have to say. I will link that video down below. And I just wanted to comment on it. And shout out to Chase Hughes, who is a very cool guy, and all the panelists who are very cool. And Mark Bowden, I hope it's Bowden, is hilarious also. Like, you really should see some of his comments. Piers Morgan is a very naughty boy, which he is. Okay, that's all I'm saying for now. Bye.